Yo, 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 guys, what is up? What is up? Dar is back in World of Tanks, and today I am on the 8.3 patch server. And I figured, now this is the server where's my cursor at? There it is. Now this is the new patch coming out where we have all of the Russians currently coming out here. As you can see, aren't they pretty? Alright, and I'm planning on trying to cover as much as possible on these. I'm probably going to start somewhere around, I don't know, probably tier 7 up, and then jump back and hit these other ones if I can. Just because, well, pretty much everything from 6 down, we already have on the live servers. Everything already exists. I mean, even some of these higher tier ones already exist. They just have a different logo on the side of them, pretty much. But yeah, we got some of these new ones here that, you know, are not what we have on the live server. We'll say it that way. Yeah, that's how we'll say it. Yeah. Okay, so I also thought I would take this opportunity to cover all of the gold tanks that came out with our last patch, 8.2, that I did not get to cover. So I'm going to kind of start there, actually. And right now we are looking at the AT-15A. This is the tier 7 British tank destroyer. And I've got a couple replays for you, and I thought maybe I'd try to do one live also. And we'll probably start with the live one. So let's just, you know, get right into this right here. You know, 850 hit points. We're going to compare it to the other tier 7 TDs that I currently have on live. I have the SU-152. It's 870 hit points. Yeah, here's the T-25AT at 840 and 850 for the T-25 too, and 850 for this one. So, you know, pretty much on par. Even though I do usually expect to see, you know, 50 to 100 more hit points out of my gold tank than I do a regular tank, just based on, you know, experience with previous gold tanks that are already on live. All right, so we'll go ahead and jump down here. Let's see, speed limit 20. It sounds about right. It's not a fast, but, you know, I mean, it gets around. It's not like, you know, I mean, you're not driving a Matilda. You know, I mean, it'll get around, just not that quick. The armor, 228 armor on the front of this thing at tier 7 TD. I mean, oh my God, this thing is, it's a moving bunker. That's the best way to put it. So far, the biggest hit I've taken is I took artillery shot right about here, right about where this hatch is, but it was a little bit over from the hatch, and yeah, ate me up for probably about half my health. I don't remember the exact artillery that hit me, but yeah, it hurt a lot, and that was actually a high tier game. It was a tier 9 game. Now these things, you know, typically, you know, if you have any gold tanks on live currently, you're pretty much experienced with them enough to know that most of the time you're top tier. Most of the time. Every once in a while, you know, I know my tier 8s, you know, I get my T-34 or my, you know, KV-5, I'll get in a tier 9 or 10 game, you know, every once in a while. But for the majority of them, it's always tier 8 games. You know, same thing for my tier 5s or, you know, my lower tier gold tanks I have. You know, it's just that most of the time you're always top tier. This is the test server, however, and I wasn't even getting full games. Alright, so let's go back talking about this tank. The armor on this thing is freaking awesome. I've gotten at least a couple bounces on here that just shocked every living shit out of me. I went toe-to-toe with a KV-2, and yeah, I bounced his derp cannon. How the hell I bounced a derp cannon? I don't know. Those things are supposed to explode and do some kind of damage anyway, right? You know, they're not just supposed to bounce, but yeah, that fucker bounced. It was awesome. As far as the gun goes, yeah, we got a penetration of up to 214, which is very good. To be expected with, you know, pretty much all British guns, really. I mean, all the British guns, it's the trend, you know, great penetration, low damage. You know, the trend continues with the gold tanks. You know, this one here, shell damage of 188, not very good. Yeah, but tier 7, most of the time you're going to be at the top tier. You're going to be fighting tier 7s, 6s, and 5s. You know, you're hitting a tier 5 for 188 damage. With a reload of about 4.5 seconds, you're going to fuck them up. And trust me, there's not a tier 5 tank in the game going to penetrate this thing from the front. I don't think there's a tier 6 tank that's going to penetrate this thing from the front. Honestly, I don't see a whole hell of a lot from tier 7 down going to penetrate this thing from the front. I mean, the sloping is just incredible. You can see here we got sloping all the way around that gun mantlet, or the hole where the gun sticks out. I wouldn't really call that a mantlet. I say the weak points on this thing are going to be, you know, right here at the top of here, right here at the top of here, and you're under glacis, which isn't going to be the easiest to penetrate, just because of the rounding on that. You know, I don't think that's going to be the easiest thing to penetrate. You know, and then you're looking at 228 slanted hull armor. Like I said, this thing is a freaking bunker. Go for these, you know, go for these viewports up here, these hatches and shit. Get around this damn thing. You know, on the sides you're at 150 or 152, still incredible armor. You know, especially for a TD and especially at this range. I mean, if we look over here, let's look at our T-25. You know, 88 on the front, 76 on the back, 38 on the rear. Look at our SU-152, 75 on the front, 66 on the side, or 60 on the sides and 60 on the rear. And I've got a lot of bounces off of it just because, you know, the huge mantlet on it. I think the huge mantlet counts for probably about half of that surface area there on the superstructure. But yeah, this thing is incredible. I would like to see more damage, but again, British tank. You're not going to get that damage. I mean, I don't even think, you know, this is just trying to remember back to, you know, the British test server, but I don't even think their tier 10s, you know, had the alpha damage, you know, that other tier 10s had. Penetration was awesome. You know, reloads on them were pretty good. So, you know, the guns were good in their own right. You know, especially with, you know, penetrate everybody everywhere. But, you know, just none of them have ever had the incredible alpha. I could be wrong with the higher tiers, you know, like the tier 9, tier 10. So, you know, if I am, correct me in this, you know, just comment section below. But otherwise, yeah. So, yeah, it is a good gun. I do like it. Would like more damage, but, you know, shit in one hand, what in the other. See what shows up first. Overall, you know, we're going to jump into some games here, but overall, no real complaints about this. I think it's I think it'll be a lot of fun. Now, just for shits and giggles, because I don't remember, I'm going to hit in garage, TDs, and I always want to see what the price on this thing was. What was the price on it? $6,500. $6,500. If I'm not mistaken, let's go medium. USA. And yeah, so not a whole lot, about, you know, roughly, I'm not gonna say do the math because I suck, but anyway, so that's what, 700 less, or 700 less than the Super Pershing. I would probably just get the Super Pershing myself, but that's just me. You know, they both have incredible armor, and this thing's awesome. It is. It's a lot of fun. I think the asking price on it is a little high, personally. Me personally, I don't think it's worth that much money. But it is a really cool toy. You know, maybe if we can get it on a 50% discount, you know, on a special or something, then, oh hell yeah. Oh hell yeah, I'd snack it up, you know, snatch it up real quick then. So, let's jump into a game, see what kind of game we get. Hopefully this doesn't take too horribly long. And maybe we'll luck out and get a full game. That would just be awesome. I said I got a couple replays for you guys, and those are, I don't know, the small teams. I don't even remember how many was on a team. There wasn't very many. I know it was less than 10 per team. But Tier 7, this test server, just the nature of the beast. So, hopefully we can get us a game here rather quickly. But yeah, I do. I really like this thing. Then my next 2 test server videos are going to be the TOG 2 and the French Tier 8 Heavy. The premium they released for that. The reason I'm doing these is because, you know, I haven't played the TOG yet. I know the TOG's got the same gun this one does, but I'm not buying that ugly, slow-ass thing. But it might be a good tank. You know, but I think I'm up to what? Jeez. I know I have at least 7 premium tanks on live. I think I'm done. I think I'm done. There's still a couple I want. Like a Jag Tiger 88 there, I want one of those. Those things are a lot of fun too. That's kind of what this is, actually. It kind of feels a lot like a Jag Tiger 88, like a, you know, smaller, lower tier Jag Tiger. I mean, just because of the armor and how bouncy it is, you know, it's just the way it feels to me, anyway. All right, you can see we're in a Tier 8 game. So we actually shouldn't have too much problem. We're going to let that, hopefully that ping dies down a little bit. I have been getting a little bit of lag on this test server tonight, but overall not too bad. So we can see here we're up to 20. Well, we actually hit that 20 pretty quick. You know, and it is slow. It is. But it's not that fracking slow. I mean, it's not that damn bad. Now being, you know, how this thing apparently suffers horribly when already targeted. So apparently the top is very fragile. You know, so, I mean, well, that's pretty much any tank, really. But there's no arty in this game, so we should be able to go balls to the wall, and I'm going to attempt. I never do this on live, guys. I don't ever do it on live, but I'm going to attempt. And we're going to see how much of a beating the front end of this thing can take. I'm going to try to I'm going to rush over that hill. Well, I'm going to crawl over that hill. And, yeah, we're going to see, you know, if there's anything over there, hopefully they can start shooting at us, and we can see how much of a beating the front end of this thing can take. Especially from Tier 8s, and we got some pretty decent ones over there. Jag Tiger 88, a couple Supers, the new French, excuse me, and the new 110, the new Tier 8 Heavy German, shit, what the hell is that country? China, yeah. And there he is, there's the Chinese. And he penetrated the shit out of me. Where'd he hit me? And now we're going to back up. Because we already know that T-110 just punched right through our armor. Oh, I'm on auto-target. What the hell? Well, I bounced that shell off of him. Is that an IS? That's a freaking IS. Commander Hatch.
Target acquired.
So he is penetrating us. Where though? Well, there's a bounce on our mantlet. There's one across the top. Shit, I was backing out. I was looking at it, wasn't paying no damn attention. And there was one in the commander's hatch. So his targeting was actually pretty good. You know, there in the hatch at the top, I would expect to be, you know, be penetrated. You know, the mantlet, of course, I expected to bounce. Across the top, that was some type of freak of nature. It had to be. I don't know how else he could have penetrated just skipping across the top like that. But yeah, so that thing, I have not played that tank yet. Look at somebody else. I have not played that tank myself yet. But it must have some good penetration on it. Or just very accurate. I mean, not like we were very far away or anything. But yeah, oh, that must have a really good gun on it. So yeah, I'm kind of want to check that one out. And I think either tonight, the night I'm filming this, or tomorrow, I think I'll just do a quick, you know, few hour run through and just try to hit as many as I can. I'm kind of in the process of moving at the moment, so I'm packing and, you know, all that fun stuff. I'm actually planning on moving in the next what, 4 or 5 days, so, and I ain't packed nothing. Now see, he's bouncing off of this guy. See, now, for some reason, I don't know if it's my graphics or what, but it's not showing the ding holes or where he's hitting him at. Now he's on fire, so we know he's getting hit. Probably lower glaciers. And we're going to check this one out next. Well, no, we're going to talk to, and then I'll have to get on a different account and do this one because I didn't spend all my gold. But he's actually penning at Super pretty decently. Now he might be going for those that little machine gun or whatever that is on the top of the turret. I've heard other commentators call them tubes. You know, it did look like some type of gun in place similar to me. But hey, that's just me. And you got tracked, biatch. Yeah, that is one ugly ass fracking tank. I mean, it's not as ugly as that TOG too, but yeah. And there's really no slant on the front of that thing. Yeah, the mantlet's pretty good. The turret looks like it could be decent. It could have, you know, decent armor and stuff on the turret if you get it in a haul down position. I don't know. It looks like it moves pretty quick. If I'm remembering right, this is all mushy ass ground right here. I know my some of my tanks like T-34, KV-5 and stuff. Some of the other, even my T-32 crawls through that ground. I mean, so looks like that's probably a very light tank then, to be, you know, to be cruising like that quickly. I mean, I know it's a heavy, but so all they got left is their Jag Tiger 88. So we are gonna win this. Let's jump up here to the AMX 5100, the bane of my existence. I say that I have one of these. I have this on live. And, yeah, I hate this tank. I mean, French tanks are cool, you know, they're good, they're, you know, whatever, blah, 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 blah. But they do not mesh with my playstyle. You know, I like tanks with good armor. You know, I like to push them lines. Oh, he bounced! You lucky son of a bitch! I think yeah, he just lucked out. He got that bounce off the side. He did get 4 kills though, so I have to assume he knows what he's doing. Alright, so let's look here. Because I do not have the scoreboard for the 2 replays. But, you know, I got 3 damaging shots on that 110. Only, look at that, only totaling 148 points. And I know a lot of that is, I guess, because I hit the right mouse button to look at the front of the tank and my crosshairs were still on him. That's got to be why it locked onto him. I didn't realize it was locked onto him. When you lock onto a tank, it points at the strongest part of the tank. Alright, so we've been at this for 18 minutes here. Let's go ahead and get through this. We can see I was at the bottom of the list, of course. But with only having 3 shots in, and then I got, Discovery, woohoo! You know, I did get 16,000 credits and 651 experience, and I, of course, not doubled. I still cleared, you know, after repairs and reload, I still cleared 11,000. It was an incredibly shitty game. I did horrible. You know, I'm sitting there staring at the front of my tank, trying to figure out what these bounces are instead of watching what the fuck I'm doing. 3 shots, 3, you know, direct hits, 1 penetration. I mean, I don't know. It's not too bad. Alright, let's jump into a couple replays, guys. Alright, here's our first quick little replay. You can see it's a Tier 7 game. I am at the top with an SU-122. Pretty decent little gold TD. Also Tier 7. 5916, I believe that's going to be... I'm going to take free roam here on the camera. I believe... Yeah, he's going to be down there. I believe that's going to be one of the Russian scouts. Cromwell... Hellcat, and a couple of little POSs. Alright, so here we go. As you can see again, you know, we're moving up kind of slow. This is, you know, again, you know, small teams. You know, looks like, 7 on each side, so, you know, it's very small teams. I got me, and turn around here. Okay, and I got the other 2 TDs here with me. Looks like the SU-122's AFK for a minute. Hopefully he can get in the game. Alright, yep, yeah, you see me there sitting there looking around, trying to make it up this town. Hellcat blowing by me like I'm sitting still. Damn speed demon. Oh, and Wildcat. Damn it. Hellcat just lit into the KV-2. It actually hit him very hard. This Hellcat's got a nice gun on him. Same thing, the, what is it, the Slugger? I think they've changed the name to that, on that to something else. Yeah, there he is. Oh, yeah. Now watch this. BAM! And no damage. No damage. Okay, we bounced on him. Let's look at this. See right there. You can see right there. Let's see him out. Right there on the sloping, right next to that little bracket that holds the gun when the tank's in storage. Right there's where it hit. Yeah, so really, no wonder he bounced. Eating the shit up out of that AT. I think he might have been lagging or something. He wasn't doing nothing. I know when I shot him, though, it tracked him, so. We've got no kills, but we've got some good damage in on a KV-2 and the other AT. And everybody else is just, there's that SU-122. He's managed to get in the game here. You can see everybody else is just kind of taking off, going after the remaining people. And this is where the speed, you know, the speed on this thing just kills me. It's, you know, when you're trying to mop up. Luckily, they got him spotted. BAM!
We nailed it bad.
Right in the front. I think somebody else, yeah, somebody already got him. That Hellcat got him. And there's the Panzer M10. Which doesn't look like he's having too good of a day. I don't think I'm going to get a shot. Oh, no, we got a shot. I don't think we hit him, though. And that is game, ladies and gentlemen. So, yeah, you know, this particular game here, you know, this is one where, you know, I did some good damage in on him. You know, the tank performed very well. I took no damage. I bounced, you know, from that KV-2, which is phenomenal, because the KV-2 is a beast. I mean, if that was me and that KV-2 up against, hell, this thing on live, I probably wouldn't have backed off. I probably would, you know, would have tried to light his ass up with, you know, with a, you know, what is that, the explosive round. And that probably would have been what happened. I'm sure he didn't mean to hit me on, you know, on all that sloping, which is definitely why that bounced. Alright, let's get into the next replay. Alright guys, here we are in our last replay for the AT-15A. And while we're sitting here waiting on the countdown, I do want to, you know, apologize. This is part of the garage series for this tank. This is, you know, does count as the garage. However, you know, typically I do cover the history of tanks when I do the garage. Well, for this tank, there is no history to give. It just boils down to the fact this tank only existed in blueprint form only. There was no prototype ever made.
Let's go.
It never ran trials, nothing. You know, it was just a dream. And they did use those blueprints later as kind of a base for jumping off for an idea of something of another tank that they made later on. That was called the Tortoise, and maybe we'll see that when we see the artillery and TDs come out for the British. I don't know. So here we go again. We're taking off at 20 kph. Going over, I usually go way over to the 1 and 2 area and kind of camp that out. But since we have such small teams, I didn't quite go that far this time. And while we're traveling here, I also want to go ahead and say I've covered some of the artillery. If you've looked back on my channel, or if I'm still have yet to post the video, I've covered some artillery. A couple of the British, or a couple of the French, a couple of the Americans. I think I did one of the Russian, but yeah, I have sold all of my artillery, and I'm not going to be picking up on the artillery again for a while, just because I have so much other stuff to cover, and honestly I just hate playing artillery. I don't like it. It's boring as fuck. Plain and simple. It's just boring as all get out, and I just can't stand it. You know, and then you get your teams are all retards, and they let the scouts zip right by them and then they kill you. What fun is that? So yeah, I've sold them, and I don't know when or if I'll be picking them back up again, especially with them trying to fix it in a future patch. All right, so we said WZ-132 getting his ass handed to him, which is a tier 8 light tank, and I miss him. Really looking forward to trying that tank though. It looks neat. Everybody knows I'm a fool for aesthetics. I like everything to be pretty. See that tree go down right up there by the flag, so we can get up there. It's a VK. Oh, tier 5 VK scout. All right. Bam! 151 damage. Pretty damn standard for this gun. Another nice shot in the ass. Come on, he hid behind the rock. That's a smart guy. And we just got hit. That was an artillery shell, ladies and gentlemen. Pause this. Let's see if I can go out. Oh, I gotta zoom out manually, don't I? Oh, come on. Zoom out manually. There we go. And then we look right there, right on top of my tank. I think it was artillery. I don't know. It is kind of sweeping, so maybe that wasn't an artillery. Maybe that was a TD or one of those, because I know there's a couple up on that hill, so maybe that's... Yeah, I'm betting that's... I thought that was artillery. No, we don't even have artillery in this damn match. I mean, we do, they don't. How the hell does that work? We got artillery, but they don't. Okay, that's fuckered up. But yeah, if we look at the trajectory of which way that was coming, yeah, that was one of those heavies up there. I thought that was already... He hit the shit out of me. There's another hit. I'm catching it from the top of the hill, and because I'm in a tier 9 game, see, he's the one up there trying to hit me. WZ's the one doing all the damage. Those things, like I said, these new German guns have got some good penetration. And of course, probably the armor's not the greatest on top. When we did our live game, the first one we did, you notice I was getting penetrated out of the top of this thing. So everybody already knows the weak points on this thing, apparently, except me. And a miss, I'm guessing. Here's Lower Glacius. Fire! There you go, 188 damage. Lower Glacius shot on him. That was just a stupid shot. He's still there, though. Got Type 59 up there, and that new French gold tank again. And there was a wild shot that made no sense whatsoever. There he is. Come on, get him. Ah! Come on, get him. Bam! There you go. Hold still, I'll get you again. There you go. Come on. Ah, that one bounced. He had too much of a slant on the side there. Turret. Bam! 188. Oh, and looky there. Looky there. Right behind me. Shot in the ass by an AMX 1390. Right in the top, and we can see that hit pretty good. It's probably, I'm assuming, where the engine compartment is. And I'm gone. There you go. The AMX finished my little ass off. Situational awareness, ladies and gentlemen. I was focused and I was trying to, get some kills in by attacking that French heavy, and yeah, he got right in behind me and annihilated my ass. Plain and simple. 6-4, he's the last one there, so yeah, needless to say, we won that match. Alright guys, so that's going to conclude our review, coverage, whatever, of the AT-15A. As I was saying earlier, it's a gold tank. I can see this thing being a lot of fun, especially on the live servers, because again, you got to remember, nothing you see here on the test server ever will translate into what's going to happen on a live server. We learned that with our British review. a lot of those tanks sucked. Got them on a live server, they're pretty good. And vice versa. A lot of the shitty ones, or a lot of the good ones on the test server turned out to be pure shit on live. So yeah, I just take it all with a grain of salt. I can see this thing being a lot of fun, especially with the armor. And if you're like me and you like to push, you don't want to push too close because you're a TD. But with all that armor, being able to take them hits, I like that. I really like it. I can see this thing being a lot of fun. With the price on it, no way in hell I'd buy it. No way in hell. Like I said, it's a good tank, but it's an overpriced tank. Everything they've put out, all of the gold tanks they put out, in my opinion, are overpriced. Every last one of them. The last decently priced was when they did Super Pershing and the Jag Tiger 88. I can't remember which came out first. But if you look at the prices of all the gold tanks that came out then and before then, they're all pretty closely priced, and it makes a lot of sense. But now the new ones they put out are just way too highly priced compared to the ones that were already there. That's why I say that. So remember, guys, comment, rate, and subscribe, and you will see more. I have more. The other two premiums, the TOG and the French Heavy Tier 8, coming out, along with all of the Russians. I plan on releasing one a day, so hopefully I can get that accomplished without. I might have to miss a day here or there, especially with, considering I'm going to be moving. But hopefully, I'll still be able to stay pretty current and keep you coming with at least one a day. So till next time, guys, comment, rate, and subscribe to see more. And until next time, I will see you in game.